this point, has it been a success, or do you feel like there should be or should have been more?
No, I love what they've done. I love it. Now we'll see. Right now, I say yes, 2 thumbs up. We'll see what it looks like next year at this time. Do those 2 guys stay healthy? Greenlaw and Hufanga, and Evan Ingram.
And
for that
Evan
matter,
Ingram,
right? I mean, you got all 3 of them. Do they stay healthy and do they produce? But if they're healthy, they'll produce. I mean, there's no doubt about that. So can they stay healthy? They've all had some injuries, and this is football, though. I don't know if you can look at many guys and say, oh, they don't have injury concerns at all. So, yeah, they got an inside linebacker. They got a safety that can do it all, and you got a pass-receiving tight end that we've been looking for the last decade. So, yes, it's been a huge success so far. Well done. I don't know how you look at it right now, and you can be critical. Now, maybe you would want them to add another piece here. I'd like a running back at some point. But, man, so far so good for me. How about you?
I can't quite go all the way to say that it's been a huge success. It's been a success, but not bringing in somebody that could make an impact as a wide receiver is still something that I feel is a miss to this point. I'm not saying that it can't be rectified here, this week, soon as today. But I'm going by what you're saying here, that you've said about these receivers, that beyond Cortland Sutton, there's nobody you can really point to and say, yeah, that guy's going to be a number 2, or that guy's even going to be a 2.5. You've been kind of lukewarm when it comes to Marvin Mims and what his ceiling is as a receiver, or Troy Franklin, or Devon Vele. So I'm taking your cue, Stoke, and I love giving you grief, but I do respect your knowledge and your observations of wide receivers. So the fact that you aren't really bullish on these Bronco receivers, young receivers, I think unless they bring in another veteran receiver, I'm not going to be able to call free agency success.
Who do you want? Do you have a guy that you really look at and say, okay, if they get this guy, I think he'd be a perfect fit for the wide receiver room, and then I could say it's a huge success? Or is that guy even available? That's the thing. I mean, we can't forget here, there was no T. Higgins available.
Right.
There's no Jamar Chase available. I mean, so these top-flight, top-notch wide receivers, none of them are available in free agency.
You get Keenan Allen or Elijah Moore, and I'll be happy.
All right. Okay.
I'll be happy.
I like that. I like Keenan Allen. You've been liking Elijah Moore. So I'm good with either one of them because I think they can both do – they can play inside, they can play outside. Keenan Allen's more of a veteran guy, and he's done it for a lot longer. I think he would come in and, again, we would ask him to play, 25 plays a game-ish, right around there. He can play inside, he can play outside. He's a guy that would be Bo Nix's best friend. Be that kind of security blanket. Him and Evan Ingram work in the middle of the football field. I think you would have something there. So I could really get on board with a guy like Keenan Allen joining that wide receiver room.
Where are you on Stefon Diggs?
Out, 100% out.
100% out?
Yeah, out.
Because of the injury?
Nope. I mean.
Keep going.
I don't want any drama. No drama, Mike, okay? That's what it's all about. And I don't want the waters to be muddied at all. I don't want Bo Nix to feel like, I got to get Stefon Diggs the ball, right? We saw how it ended in Buffalo. Not good. Not good at all. And he was fine in Houston, but he was on a one-year deal in Houston. And so would he be fine here with a one-year deal? I don't know, Mike. He's coming off of that ACL too. I'm out. I don't want to muddy the waters here.
Boy,
and take a chance.
I don't know.
This year's too important, Mike. You can't just say, I don't know. We're going to go with the talent. He's getting older. What is the production going to look like coming off the ACL? There's other guys available, Mike. We're not desperate. We're not desperate here.
Well, if you're
acting desperate.
If you're putting him coming back from the ACL as one of your biggest concerns, maybe even more, I guess I got to clarify. What is your biggest concern? His diva reputation or coming back from the ACL? Pick one. What there's got to be one over the other. What is it?
Well, they can't be tied.
They can't be tied.
Okay, they won't be tied.
Don't be tied.
They won't be tied.
Then give me one.
Diva. The diva reputation. I saw what happened in Buffalo. And the most important thing this year is what? Developing Bo Nix. And not muddying the waters. Nothing can get in the way of that. Okay? And so all of a sudden, I'm not saying he would He would be bad in the locker room. All indications he was fine last year in Houston.
Right.
Okay? But I'm not taking that chance. I'm not willing to gamble that on an aging receiver that what do you think you're going to get from him on the and that's if he's healthy. Then you also have the injury concern coming off the ACL and his age.
That's fair, but I'm not as concerned about the diva part as you are. You're talking about a guy who in those 4 it's amazing how much he's blamed for in Buffalo. In those 4 years, he had 127, 103, 108, 107 catches, 1,500, 1,200, 1,400, 1,200 yards.
Wait. Blamed for what, though?
And 18, was it 29, 37 touchdowns
what is he blamed
in those
for?
4 years. Well, I heard that all this past year. Boy, it's amazing how different Buffalo looks. And Josh Allen having an MVP season, I wonder what it could be.
Yeah.
Could it be
Mike.
Stefon Diggs? And yet, Stefon Diggs wasn't there this year. And what ended up happening still? Buffalo underachieves in the playoffs like they always do.
Yeah, but Josh Allen won the MVP, Mike. You forgot about that?
Well, yeah, but if he had won the MVP, Lamar Jackson, who also underachieves in the playoffs, would have won the MVP.
So Josh Allen performed better than he ever has with less because you got rid of the guy that wanted the ball, had to have the ball, and if he didn't get the ball, there's going to be drama during the week. He forced his way out of Minnesota. He forced his way out of Buffalo. I don't want that guy here. I'm not saying he's a bad guy. I just not going to gamble, not going to take that chance. Stefon Diggs produced on the football field, right? I mean, he did. But it got to the point to where it was such a headache dealing with his drama that Buffalo said, nope, we're out.
But I think at some point when you walk into a new situation, you got to be on your best behavior. And Stefon Diggs is at the age and coming off the injury and probably looking at only being able to get a 1-year make good prove deal. That here was his first year in Buffalo, 127 catches, 1,500 yards and 8 touchdowns. His first year in Houston, he got hurt. He was on his way to another 100-catch season, another 1,000-yard season before he got hurt. You bring him here, 1-year deal. First year, he's going to be on his best behavior.
Yeah, but don't
he's
talk
going to try
about
to fit
stats
in
from 5 years ago. You're talking about stats from 5 years ago.
He was on pace to be a 100-yard guy this past year. 100-catch guy. You're getting me flustered.
Yeah, I know.
100-catch guy, 1,000-yard guy. I would do
yes.
it.
Wait. So who's your list? You haven't talked about Stefon Diggs the whole year. Now all of a sudden you're
at the beginning of it. If it was
leading the bandwagon here to get him.
At the beginning of free agency, if it was going to be more than a 1-year commitment, I'd have been like, not so much. But if you're now looking at Stefon Diggs and it's only going to be a year, and you can do a year deal at good team friendly money, yeah, I'd take a flyer on him because he's going to come in here with a lot to prove and knowing he has to be on his best behavior and fit in.
Yeah, I'm just not going to gamble. I think he can still play. That's not the issue here for me. It's all the other stuff that might happen. And I'd rather go with a guy like Keenan Allen, where you've heard nothing from him on or off the field. No drama with Keenan Allen.
So you're saying all things being equal, health, they're both healthy. You would take Keenan Allen over Stefon Diggs?
Yeah, at this time?
Yes.
Yes. That's what I said.
Okay.
I didn't stutter.
I would not. I would go with Stefon Diggs. 1-year deal. He'd be on his best behavior. Wouldn't be a problem. Wouldn't be a diva. Hey.